What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for all the love and support. So today I wanted to sit down and kind of go over my current foundation routine and how I achieve a flawless face even though that I have breakouts and texture and things like that. And I want to show you how I keep it on all day and how it wears all day and how to get it to last long on the skin. So yeah, this is my current foundation routine and I pretty much show you the whole process as well and how I set everything and keep it in place. So if you think you would like this video, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have already done my lashes and my brows off camera. So first we're going to be starting out with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer. And this one's really good just at smoothing out the skin and it's going to keep the makeup on all day. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And I'm going to be sure to work this into the skin and use a little bit of pressure. And I'm going to focus on the T-zone area. So right here in the center of the face. And I moisturize the skin with my normal Cetaphil moisturizing cream. And then I went in with the Badescu Lavender facial spray. So next I'm going to go in with foundation. This is the Maybelline 24-Hour SuperStay foundation. I love this foundation. It's really good with coverage and it wears really well throughout the day. So if you're looking for something that you want it to wear well throughout the day and you want it to give you the coverage as well, that's a really good foundation and it's also affordable. So I'm going to pump some of that on the back of the hand and then I'm going to apply it on the face and dot it all over. That way we get an even application. And what I find best that works for me whenever blending out foundation, for more coverage, I always go in and buff it out with like a brush, something that's dense. It's going to keep the coverage there, whereas if you went in with it like a beauty blender or a sponge, it's going to soak up a little bit of that product. So to blend everything out, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe E6 brush. And it looks like that. So it's flat, it's dense, and it's going to keep the product at a really good coverage. And whenever I'm blending this out, I'm going to be sure to press it into the skin and buff it out. I'm not going to like paint it on, so I'm going to be sure to press it into the skin. So you can already see the coverage that it's going to be giving, so I like to wear something that has a little bit of coverage since I do breakout. Okay, so now that it's all buffed out and blended out, I like to take a extra step. So I'm going to be going in with the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and I'm just going to further blend everything out. I do damp this sponge and I'm going to press everything into the skin. Just make sure that there aren't any like streaks from the brush or anything like that. So I'm just going to further blend everything out and be sure to press it into the skin. That way we still get the coverage that we're looking for. So next I'm going to be going in with concealer, and some days I'll switch it up and I'll do like a really lightweight hydrating concealer, but then if I want like full coverage and something that's going to last all day, I'll normally go in with something like this. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer and it's really good with coverage. It's really smooth and very easy to blend out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the under eye area, the Cupid's bow, the center of the forehead, the chin and the nose. And when you're applying it to the center of the face like this, it's just going to be sure to brighten everything up. So next I'm going to be going in with that Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge just to blend all of this concealer out. And once again, I'm going to be sure to press it into the skin. Okay, so next, to set all of that concealer in place, I'm going to be going in with the Airspun Loose Face Powder. And I'm going to be using the shade Naturally Neutral. They do have one that's called Translucent Extra Coverage, so if you do want a little more coverage, I would go with that one. But this one just has a nice tone, and it's going to help brighten up that under eye area. So I like to take a little bit of this powder on the flat edge of the sponge, and I'm just going to press it where we put that concealer. And I'm going to leave it sit there for a second while I go to the other side. And then on days where I do know that I'm going to be wanting some coverage and I want the foundation to last and stay in place all day, I always set like my laugh lines and around the nose, because that's normally where foundations will break up on me. So I always be sure to go in with this type of powder and set around this area. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so you probably see a lot of people dust away the excess powder. I'm just going to take a brush and press it into the skin, just to be sure that we still have the coverage. So next, I always like to spray the face with a little bit of like a setting spray or a facial spray. Today I'm going to be going in with that Badescu Lavender facial spray. Looks like this. I would recommend a setting spray at this point too. I just don't have one like right here on my table, but that's going to help keep the powders and everything in place. That way whenever you do put your bronzer and highlighters and things like that over top, this part is going to be like locked in and set for the day. So now that we've gave that facial spray a minute to dry, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a little bit of contour. And I'm going to be using the NYX Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. So I'm going to further bronze up the skin with that same bronzer. And for a highlighter, I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Exposed highlighter. That's what it looks like on the back. And the Anastasia A23 highlight brush. I'm going to dip into the product, and then I'm going to spray my brush with some of that lavender facial spray. And I'm going to apply this to the top of the cheekbones. Holy moly. I remember we were on our way to Nashville, and I was in the back seat and I was doing my makeup in the car, and it was dark out at this point, and I only had like a little light up mirror, and you could literally see my highlight. Like the only thing that you could see was my highlight. I didn't have any of the other like lights on in the car, and it was this highlighter, so that's funny. going to go ahead and sharpen up the contour a little bit with a little bit of that translucent powder that we used earlier. This is just a nice little trick that I like to do if the contour is a little bit sloppy. You can always do this and it'll help clean it up a little bit. And I'm going to take that same brush we used earlier and press this into the skin. So I figured I would go ahead and show you the lip combo that I'm just going to be doing with this look today. I'm going to be going in with the Jordana lip liner in the shade Coco Loco to line the lips. And next I'm going to be taking the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in the shade Exotic. So yeah, this is pretty much the finished look and my current full coverage foundation routine at the moment. I love the way that it turns out. It just lasts really well throughout the day. I'm not the type of person to touch up throughout the day, and I can definitely get away with it with this routine. So I hope this helps you, and I hope it gives you some tips and tricks and some different products to try out. And this foundation is just so good, especially for like the money that you spend on it. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and even with me being a little more dry, the coverage and the wear of it still wears really well on my skin, even though it is a mattifying foundation. Well, I wouldn't say like mattifying, but it does dry down more matte. But yeah, that foundation is great. I would highly recommend it, especially if you want the coverage, you want something to last all day on the skin, and you don't want to spend a lot. This foundation is absolutely amazing. I can't rave about it enough. So this is my current go-to foundation at the moment. And I love the way that this looks. I love the way that it lasts on my skin. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe right here. And stay tuned for what's coming next. Bye.